A lot of women prepare for pregnancy, birth, and forget to prepare for postpartum. Assalamu alaikum. After sharing my videos on the books to read to prepare for a positive birth, I have decided to make another video to share with you some few books to help you prepare for postpartum. So what is postpartum? Postpartum is the period from the day of birth until about a year. Some people say postpartum is way beyond a year. Postpartum is forever. Postpartum never ends. So depending on how you view postpartum, it is that time that is long, that is dirty, that is a lot of sleepless nights, that is a lot of crying, changing diapers, feeding, soothing, a lot of you yourself losing your mind, a whole bunch of it. But most of the time we find ourselves preparing for the pregnancy that is for 9 months. It comes and it goes. And then we prepare for birth. Birth is only for a day or two, depending on how long your labor goes. And there comes postpartum. Postpartum is one of the period that women don't really pay attention to. But that is very, very important. That is when there's postpartum depression, baby blues, a whole lot of mental health issues that come up. If we don't pay attention, it aggravates to become something else that we never want, that nobody wants to happen. So it is very, very important that we start to prioritize and prepare for postpartum as well. If you are preparing for your pregnancy, birth, labor, it is very important or extremely important to prepare for your postpartum. How you're going to breastfeed, have some rest, going to soothe the baby, have your self-care to connect with Allah, because I truly feel like connecting with Allah when you are postpartum is even more essential. Okay, very, very essential. That's the time that Ya Rab, we need you. We need you to help us to get through that stage of newborn, the infancy, and then we go into the stage of toddlerhood. That's the stage that tantrums start, and then we go into the stage of kids. We go into the stage of teenage. Parenting is forever. Ya Rabbi, please help us. So I want to share with you some books that women have read and they have found tremendous help from. I have read and I have shared it to women. I have found tremendous help. So I want to share with you these books. In my pregnancy books recommendation, I shared about Quran. And I'm going to share about Quran because that is one of the biggest, if not the only book that you should be paying attention to. So I'm recommending that if you have not watched that video, please, I will link that video in the description box below, and I'll also put it around here. Okay, so you can click and then watch it and share it to some other people you know might benefit from. So Quran, that is the first. Dust your Quran wherever it is. Go grab it and put it next to your nursing station. Don't leave it out. And I'm sharing this Quran again and again because a lot of women tell me that they cannot recite the Quran, they cannot connect with the Quran, they cannot take the Quran and recite because they are in their period, because Lokia, that's Nifas, and all of that. But listen, this Quran is a translated Quran. Translated Quran is mixed with English and the Arabic. If it is full Mus'haf, then yes, you cannot hold it and recite it. But this translated Quran, any translated Quran at all, or transliteration Quran, it is okay for you to carry and hold and recite. There are a whole lot of apps that we can recite from, but a lot of the times when we go on the apps, we end up going on social media, we end up watching videos, we end up doing a lot of things that are not related to connecting with the Quran and connecting with Allah. So it is very, very important that you give Allah special time. Not special time on your phone, special time from his book, right? So Quran, that's the first book. I will keep sharing it and I will keep mentioning it. I know how Quran has changed my life, parenting and parenting strategies. I know how Quran has brought some peace a lot of peace in my heart. So I will keep sharing Quran to sisters. I would not be quiet. Every time I would share, inshallah. So Quran, that's the first book. I have some books here. All right. Whoop. This book is powerful book. It's for the heart. If you are watching me and you've not read this book, don't know where to get it, I think you can get it on Amazon, or you can check the Islamic bookstores to get it. I would definitely look for the link and put it in the description box. So if you are interested, this book is Tazkiyah. That's purification of the heart, but it's written in English and it has a whole bunch. Look, I have a whole bunch of highlighted stuff in it, and I have my pens in it, and I have my highlighter. It's always with me when I'm praying. When I finish, immediately I finish Salat, I want to just read a page or two and highlight some stuff. So, Heart Therapy. It is by Dr. Ali Al-Bagati. It tells you a whole lot about how to clean your heart. And we know that the heart is the problem. A lot of the times the heart is the problem. When we give birth, we are with our partners, and then the heart and the mind starts to fidget a little bit and start to tell us so many things, and we start to like, okay, he's not helping, he's not doing this, she's not meeting her marital responsibilities, he doesn't understand. But listen, if you bring Allah first and you pay attention to what you can control, make everything, put it in his hands. Boom. Just surrender and give it to him. That's all you can do. And pay attention to what you can control. That's all it is. So Tazkiyah will not only help you, it is not really like specific to postpartum, pregnancy and all of that, but it is for the heart. And the heart, this thing, don't play with it. You have to always clean it. Clean it the way you take a bath every day. You have to always clean the heart too. And this book, one of the books that is very, very helpful for cleaning the heart, inshallah. So, Heart Therapy. The next book that I want to share with you is the Fourth Trimester. Like I said earlier, we don't pay attention to the fourth trimester. That's the postpartum period. We pay attention to the first trimester, second trimester, the third trimester, but the fourth trimester, nobody talks about it. But nowadays, there's a lot of mention about the fourth trimester, that's the postpartum. And this book goes into detail about a lot of things. How to prepare your nursing station, how to prepare yourself when you give birth, how to heal, how to recover, when you tear, what you need to do. You don't have to like suffer through it. There are a whole lot of ways you can help yourself to recover faster and to heal. And it talks about a lot of traditional Chinese medicine. The information is excellent. It talks about pelvic floor health, period health. It talks about a lot of things, and breast health, how to seek help when you are postpartum. And a lot of us have found ourselves in the West that the culture is different from the culture that we already know. We know that before, when somebody gives birth, when you give birth, or your mama gives birth, or your sister gives birth, there are a lot of family members, elderly women, who come to help you. You don't have to do anything. At least that's what I know. That's what I know that happened to my sister. That's what I know that happened to my cousins when I was young and I saw them give birth, right? So you would not be doing anything for some few weeks, some few days, some few weeks, until even into months, right? You will be in the home, in the house, and they will take care of you, boil water for you to warm yourself up with bath, and massage yourself up with bath, and sit on the water. Yeah, like seat bath nowadays, that's what they call, or womb steaming. Even though we don't put herbs in it, I've seen that people put herbs. What the recommendation is to put herbs in it and have the water and sit on the water, and for the steam to get into the area around there and warm you up, right? So she recommends a whole lot about it, and she recommends the food to eat and a lot of it. So before, they'll cook you the food, they'll put a lot of spices and herbs that support breast milk. So you see that your milk is like boom, 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 boom. Nowadays, a lot of people give birth, they cannot even figure out breastfeeding. It's a challenge because we've thrown out our culture and we've accepted or adapted some culture that is not ours. That is really giving us a bit of problems and is not really helping. So this book really talks about going back to the tradition and paying attention to what is important, how you can heal and how you can rest and getting some warmth and all of that. This book, the fourth that I would recommend, so the first 40 days. So the first 40 days in Chinese tradition is like the postpartum period, that when you give birth, you would spend the whole 40 days, the first 40 days indoors, getting some warmth. You won't touch anything, you won't do anything, you won't get busy. The only thing you do is to eat, to be in bed, feed your baby, and there is your mom there is your sister there is your auntie there who is going to cook for you, serve you, take care of the baby. I think it's the same thing growing up in my Ghanaian culture. You would be in the room, but I don't remember if it is 40 days or how many days, but that's what they do. You'll be in the room. Even when you get up to go and get something for yourself, there will be an elderly woman who will be like, go sit, go and put on some slippers. You would be cold. Put on some dress. You would whatever. And like that. Right? And they will give you the food like tuozafi with some hot soup and egusi soup with some bitter leaves and stuff like that. And they will tell you to eat it warm so that you'll be warm. Eat all the soup so that you will get more milk, good milk to feed your baby. That's the same thing, right? So this book is really good. A lot of people recommend it. A lot of doulas recommend it. A lot of women who work around women and support women recommend this book as well, the first 40 days. And I have attended some workshops and some talks that the guest was the author. She speaks very good and knows what she's talking about. And it's this book, the book is amazing. So the next book is about breastfeeding, okay? Breastfeeding is a challenge a lot of the times, especially when we find ourselves in the culture that is not ours and there's no help. The only help that we find is our spouse, and if you have older children, our children. Otherwise, we find ourselves sometimes without any help at all. We are either far away from family who are across continents, or we are far away from family who are across states or across cities, right? So it's challenging. We don't see what we used to see. We don't experience what we used to experience. You don't have to wait to get into postpartum before you start preparing for postpartum. This is the time. When you are pregnant is the time you prepare for postpartum. When you are trying to be pregnant is the time to prepare for pregnancy. When you are almost about to get married is the time to start thinking about your fertility journey or preparing on how your pregnancy and your fertility journey would be. There's time for everything. You don't have to wait for something to happen before you try to play catch up. No. Okay? So this book is Breastfeeding Made Simple. Amazing book, easy to read, a lot of information about breastfeeding. And I made a lot of notes when I was doing my Certified Lactation Counselor course, even though we have a textbook that we used, but I also reference this book a lot for moms, and it's easy to read. It has a lot of information about latching. It has a lot of information about nutrition, and about the first few days of pregnancy. And then this book, Making More Milk. It's an amazing book as well. I love this book. This book was written by an IBCLC. IBCLC is the highest rank of a lactation professional. That's lactation consultant. But they know what they are talking about. They talk about tongue tie, the herbs that you can use to boost your milk supply if you're having some trouble producing enough milk. They talked about how to troubleshoot weak latch, feeding issues. This, for instance, it talks about the latch problems, and it talks a little bit about nutrition as well. So this book too is excellent. Okay, so just in case you are looking to read something to get prepared for your postpartum, or to get prepared for somebody else's postpartum, to support somebody else, these are excellent book. You can choose from there, or choose the milk book and the postpartum book and the Islamic book. But then you know that Quran recitation is not an option, okay? But these books, you can choose from them. So inshallah, I will end it here. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section below. I'm going to link all the books in the description box. I'm going to also link the link to the video of the pregnancy books recommendation that I did. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the family. We'll be happy to have you here to share this video to any mama who you think will benefit from. Until I see you next time, be in the best of health and iman. Assalamu alaikum.